Right then guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video, another Newcastle United video. We have been spoilt over the last 48 hours, 72 hours. We obviously had Eddie Howe announced as manager. We then got live footage, a video from Eddie Howe taking training for the first time. Then yesterday, we had Eddie Howe's first interview as Newcastle United manager alongside a press conference, and today we now have Amanda Staveley coming out and doing another interview. Now, we did see her do an interview just after the takeover went through, and she has now done another interview with NUFC TV, and it is over on their YouTube channel, so you can go and check that out, but be sure to watch this one first before you run away. But yeah, it is amazing. I think that the big thing is that we have heard nothing from the club in 14 years, and then in the space of 3 days we've had more than we've had in 14 years, so it's amazing. You wouldn't think we were sitting second bottom of the league with no wins, but you know, we'll enjoy it for now. We'll worry about the football in a week's time, and I bet people will be getting worried as we get closer to Brentford. But I thought today we'd take a quick look at the interview, what Amanda had to say. It's specifically about Eddie Howe, but she also touches on a few other things like general development for the club and what they are hoping to do in kind of the short to the long-term future as well. So let me know down below what you think of this interview and what Amanda had to say about Newcastle and Eddie Howe. So to start things off, we do have Amanda on appointing Eddie Howe as head coach. She said, "We are excited about Eddie joining and heading up the first team. He's an incredible coach, and we did a very robust managerial search, and we are very proud to appoint such an incredible manager to lead Newcastle United into the next phase of its development." Well, she's right about that. A very robust managerial search. Well, we were linked with everyone under the sun. Obviously, it was Fonseca, it was Emery, it was Gerrard, it was Lampard, it was pretty much everyone. And again, you know, I will go back to the fact that some people are saying, you know, we've got Eddie Howe, we probably could have had him 5 minutes after Bruce left. And, you know, maybe that is the case. But at the same time, for me, what that shows is he may have been one of the first people they spoke to, but the fact that they went away and also looked at other options is very important. And then after speaking with other managers, and let's be honest, some would have said no to us. I think we would have said no to a few as well. But to do all that and then end up back at what they think is the best option is the best way to do it. You have to look at all the options, you know. So I think we definitely did it the right way. We, and particularly PIF, are a very process-driven organisation. One thing we've learned in football is that things move very quickly. We'd met and spoken to Eddie some time ago, so there you go, I was just saying it there. And we just discussed his appointment, actually back when Ashley was running the club. We have to do a full search of the market to find the perfect fit. So yeah, she's pretty much just said exactly what I said there, is they probably could have got Eddie Howe from day one, but you know, there is definitely no harm in going out and looking at all the options before making your final decision. Eddie's the perfect fit. We couldn't have imagined bringing in a better manager. He's so dynamic. We do a lot of analysis of manager and analytics and data, and he scored so highly across all. I mean, we've seen him obviously speaking in his interviews so far about the fact that he's very tactical. He also spoke about the fact that he very recently moved a lot of his tactical analysis stuff to digital format, which obviously I laughed at because we're going to need to get a telly in the training ground first before he's able to use that, because there's definitely still just a whiteboard in there, or paper and pens. But you know, we're getting there. Obviously had an incredible impact at Bournemouth, and having someone who's grown a club from League 2 all the way to the Premier League is incredible. I mean, if you can do it from League 2 to the Premier League, I'm hoping, you know, from the bottom 3 into mid-table will hopefully... It'll obviously be a challenge. It's a very tough league, but you know, this guy's been there, done that. He's seen a lot of it already. I think where we were so impressed, he'd done that with quite limited resources. It's very easy to win trophies if you've got a lot of money or a lot of infrastructure or a lot of people, but actually when you are limited by those factors, he's successful. And again, I spoke about that yesterday as well. At the end of the day, we will spend money in January. It is coming. We will spend some money in January, but some people have already talked about spending millions in January, hundreds of millions, and I can't quite see that happening. For me, what I'd really like of anything is for us to get to January, and Eddie Howe has already steadied the ship. If we can get to January and we're already sat in 16th place, 15th place, basically prove that we can stay up without spending, it will take so much pressure off the January window. Because if we get to the January window, we're still in the bottom two, and we have to now spend to stay up. That puts so much pressure on the players, puts so much pressure on Eddie Howe, puts so much pressure on the club to go out and spend. So I'm hoping, as Amanda has rightly said there, he was able to do a lot with not very much. And I think with St. Max and Wilson and a few other players, we do have a good enough squad to kind of turn it around without spending. Spending will help, but if we can kind of steady the ship before January, I think that would make a big difference for us. Not just a success, but Jason and the whole team, I'm very proud to welcome. So yeah, it's not just him. He's obviously bringing in his staff from Bournemouth as well. On why Eddie Howe is the right man for Newcastle, we had to have someone leading the club that was not frightened of relegation. I remember Eddie and I talking about this at the weekend, so that was at the Brighton match, and he's going back into a position he sat in before. It's not one that we've sat in ourselves or as the investor group. It wasn't brave, but it would have been an easy decision for us to not buy the club and just wait until Christmas. So yeah, this part here, and I won't read every single everything she's said. As I say, you can go and watch the interview. But what she goes on to talk about here, and if you want to read it on screen, you can. Is the fact that really, for the investors, they could have just waited to see what happened this season, or at least until January. If we did go down to the Championship, they probably could have bought it for a penny less than what they paid. And at the same time, maybe they would be less inclined to buy it if we were in the Championship. Who knows? But what she said there is, at the end of the day, they wanted the deal done regardless. They wanted to buy Newcastle United, and the moment was there. And she was worried that if they didn't go for it in that moment, maybe it would never happen at all. So again, it's great for us as Newcastle fans. Again, we mentioned obviously wanting to escape Mike Ashley for many years, and the fact that they went for it is obviously very big for us. On the first 5 weeks in charge of Newcastle, it's been pretty exhausting, 24-hour every day, except for maybe 3 or 4 hours slept. It's exhausting and exhilarating. The welcome in Newcastle has been extraordinary and so special. I think we just don't want to let anyone down. One of the things I want to do is be able to communicate with the fans and say, if we do make mistakes, we will quickly own up to them and put them right. It's been a challenging 5 weeks, but it's been very rewarding. I mean, it's brilliant, and she talks about the foundation as well. I'm sure you guys would have seen the photos from the other night of them attending the Newcastle United Foundation awards as well, which is fantastic to see that they're already getting involved in the community. And it's not just the community, but it's already taking the fans' thoughts on board, and again, just the communication generally. What we've seen in the last 3 days has been nothing but brilliant. All we need to do now is win a few football matches, and we're on the right track. Off the pitch, believe it or not. I don't think things have been right on or off the pitch for us for a long time now. The fact that things are actually right off the pitch for a change is very strange. And as I said, now we just need to get things right on the pitch. And again, the fact that the communication is open. They're admitting there will be mistakes, but they'll own up to them quickly and want to put them right. So again, it's a learning curve for them, really. But, and this goes on to the next thing. They've got Eddie Howe in. Now the talk is director of football and that kind of thing. They need someone there who does know what they're doing, hopefully to limit the mistakes where possible. And I think that will probably be announced very soon. Indeed. Let's scroll down. I attended the Newcastle United... Okay, so this is the foundation dinner last night, and it was so much fun. It was like being part of a great, incredible, close group of people. We're raising money for really good causes, which was brilliant to see. There was loads of people there. Shea Given was there, Stephen Taylor was there, Demba Ba was there. I'm just realising that I'm reading something that you can't actually see. But yeah, the dinner the dinner looked really good. Again, it's all for a fantastic cause, and the fact that the owners were there, well, who knows? Maybe Mike Ashley might have attended one a long time ago. Has it been going that long? But anyway, yeah, fantastic to see them there, and a lot of ex-players joining along as well. Actually, that puts it into context of what we do. When you look at the work of the foundation and you see the stories of some of the award winners last night, it really puts into context how privileged I am to sit here and do my job, and I think how tough it is for a lot of people just to feed their families. So yeah, it's a great cause, and really great of them to go and help support that. On the future plans of the January window. Okay, so this was something that everyone was hoping might get mentioned, and it was. We've got a robust business plan. Actually, there's something in here that I wasn't expecting her to say, so we'll get to that in a second. We've got a robust business plan, and we are developing that every week. January is among us, so we're preparing for the January window. So, I mean, that is good news to our ears. Again, whether it's Eddie Howe, a director of football, it will be so helpful if someone could organise something to happen on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of January, again, depending on where we are sitting in that January window. God forbid we're still in the bottom 3, and God forbid it's a week to go and we still haven't bought anyone yet. So, again, 2 things for me. No pressure, Eddie, because I know you're watching. Please be out the relegation zone come January, so the pressure is off a little bit, and please have things lined up beforehand. Again, I don't know if that's going to be the director of football's job. We'll have to wait and see. And this was the bit that I didn't expect them to say. They actually said it's not a window that we would ordinarily want to invest in because you probably don't get the right deals, but that's something that is important at the moment, preparing for that. So, I mean, she's right. I mean, the January window is an absolute chaos, which again is why I'm saying we need to have things organised for the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of January, ideally. That isn't going to happen. Football isn't that simple. But to get things done early, if possible, would be so helpful because, again, she's right. People know we've got money now. They know that we're going to be desperate for players. If people are going to try and ramp up the price, I think. So yeah, absolutely there. And again, if you do all of the right business in the summer, you shouldn't have to spend in January. So I'm guessing that's kind of what you're saying there. And who knows, maybe after this season, if we're able to stay up, it can stay that way. And then working alongside all the teams, I think we've got a lot of meetings set up over the next few weeks with the staff, and we look forward to working with everyone. And then working alongside all of the teams, as in opposition teams. No, it means teams inside Newcastle, surely. I was going to say they really are hot on this January, aren't they? She's already got meetings set up for the meeting up with other Premier League clubs to see who they want to give us on a loan deal. But I have to say, everyone's just been incredibly welcoming. We've been very privileged. Murdad and I and the team at PIF have had such an incredible supporter base, and the team here at the club. And there you go. That was the Amanda Staveley interview. Again, if you want to watch it in full, and I suggest you do, make sure to head over to the new NUFC TV YouTube channel because they have the full interview over there. Thank you to Scott Wilson here at the Northern Echo for giving me that to read out. But yeah, that is it for me. Let me know what you think down below of Amanda Staveley's interview. Again, every day there's been something new to talk about, so I'm interested to see whether there'll be more this week or if that will be it. I can't imagine there can be too much more to come out. Maybe a little bit more Eddie Howe training with the squad as we get close to the Brentford game. As I say, off the pitch, things are looking better and better. Again, I'm absolutely loving the fact that they've decided to give St James's a clean, because and that's just the funniest thing, isn't it? You think about the football, but also it's nice to have a nice clean stadium for a change and introduce an extra beer pumps at the stadium as well. It was great at half time. So the little changes, you know, make the biggest difference, and some of the changes they've made so far have been really good. Again, the communication stuff is just totally spot on. Now what we need to do is hopefully Eddie Howe get this team in shape and with a full plan ready to take on Brentford in just over a week's time. So there you go. Thank you for watching. As always, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, or even if you're not new and you watch my videos all the time, or you're even still watching this video 15 minutes later, but you still haven't pressed the subscribe button, then please do. There's loads of stuff going on with Newcastle at the minute. I've got loads of football videos planned, not just Newcastle stuff, so I'm hoping to have a few different bits out very soon as well. And again, I will be at the Brentford game in a week's time, so I cannot wait for that. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always, and I'll catch you later.